Fellas.
What up, bro? Chilling, man. Good to see you, baby.
What's up, big dog?
Dog.
Tiptoe. Yep.
Chad, you can hold it?
Huh?
Can you hold it?
What's up, boy?
What, guard him? Yeah, I gotta get
You couldn't guard me on the football field.
I gotta get a little aggressive.
That's how you coming at it? Out the gate, huh?
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Chad, you gotta go straight football. You gotta bang him.
Yeah.
Used to that by now, man.
Yeah, because you can't do nothing with him. He
That joke alone.
gonna get every shot off.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother. They make fun of my shoes all the time.
You looking fresh today?
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
12
he
right
catching
here.
me, yeah. He's doing
Look, he
it.
fired up. He look at he really excited too.
Right
It's
here.
right here. I got a little.
You know that shorty
That's
ain't
if you want to go
13,
hoop. If
bro.
you want to go hoop.
You know I'm gonna wear these for about the
Hey, he
next.
for sure gonna see him on the show.
Oh, by the next 10 shows.
100%.
Appreciate that, brother.
Already.
Yeah, sir.
Already got me some black shirts, I know.
He got you up here, okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that means I take care of you. They yell at me because I got
Yeah.
these
So I
snacks.
get two
Great.
orders then, huh?
Two waters,
All right,
everything.
bet.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
Slim Reaper.
You see
Yes,
it.
sir. That's lovely. They glow in the dark, too?
I tell you what,
man.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the one thing I ain't gonna do, go play basketball.
Damn, that's what I want you to do.
No.
Can't do that.
He ain't gonna
Your
put it
boy,
on
hey,
tape.
I popped my calf jumping on first tape.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Hey,
Now I
shoot, the
can
fact
play,
that you doing it 19 years strong.
now I can play basketball in my 6 rings and wear these to the
Katie,
club.
can I ask you a question, bro? Because they gonna with me. Can I be this person?
Yeah.
Can I get an autograph?
Hell yeah, I should have.
For sure.
Lord Jesus.
Here you go
Fred,
with
did
the.
you brought the Sharpie for him.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan, bro. Can I be
Appreciate
a fan?
that.
Y'all crazy.
You only done this one other time. Who else you did it with? Was it Tom Brady?
Probably so. Yeah, I
think that
so.
was it.
I'm a fan, bro.
I respect
appreciate
that.
you, bro.
All time-
I think
only
he's-
all-time greats.
He's earned the right.
Only
You know what
all-time
I'm saying?
greats.
I ain't asking you for no autographs. man. Sorry, bro.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Why?
There's a grown man sitting here chilling on the day off.
You guys
Buddy,
miss
can I help?
moments, man. You miss moments. Then later on in life, you regret it. I'm taking it
I'm
back.
sitting next to the man.
Okay.
Ain't no card for nobody to know that. Shit.
We got company now. We need to act like we got some sense.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On this vision, I can trust. Trust, limitless. Take a stomach, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant.
Kevin Durant, 19 years strong, 4 gold medals, 2 finals MVPs, 2 rings, season MVP, and in my opinion, the greatest pure scorer that's ever played basketball, man. Welcome to the Pivot, bro.
Yes, sir.
We are excited to have you, man.
Appreciate it.
For real. Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, Ryan Clark, Pivot fam, thank y'all for pivoting with us. I watch everything, right? And especially any sort of like docuseries, documentary, because I like to know like who people are.
Yeah.
And then at the end of starting 5, as you are exiting, people are talking about statues. And you said, but with me, they're gonna get the good, they're gonna get the bad, they're gonna get the ugly. So many people curate this sort of facade of perfection. You seemed to move past that. Why are you so comfortable being authentically you?
I mean, I think that's what connects with people on a deeper level, that authenticity. My goal is to always give a look to aspiring basketball players. I try to start there, inspire them and kind of get them to understand what it takes to be a professional every day, to get on this journey to be one of the best you can be at this craft specifically. So I didn't want to sugarcoat anything. I didn't want to cut any corners. I wanted to let them know the real in every situation I've been through, you know, how I honestly felt in the moment. And then as I progressed as a man, my view on a lot of things has changed, and I still update people on how I feel, you know? So I feel like as athletes, is a part of giving back to the generation after you is just pretty much opening your mind to them and letting them know what you're going through, man. I think it's simple. It's not, you know, I think once they hear this type of stuff, they realize we all going through the same things.
Yeah.
And bro, as you say, grow as a man, mature, whatever it is. They used to call you the nicest man in the NBA. There was a quote you said, nice don't make you weak.
Yeah.
It seems like through the years, bro, you just started getting a little curmudgeonous. Like what?
I ain't never heard that one.
Do you feel it? Because we all see it.
No,
Like,
I mean-
is it the fame beating you up? Is it just all the attention? You can't go nowhere by yourself. Like you're changing.
Nah, I feel like people's reaction to me has changed more than I've changed. Obviously, we're gonna grow and learn from experiences and get better, but I'm just responding to your reaction to me. You don't have to say the things that you say to me, and I probably wouldn't respond. So when people question what I do or how I act, or I'm just giving them the truth on how I feel, but they don't have to ask me these questions. I wouldn't even, I'll be quiet and chill and do my thing. But a lot of people want to know what I'm going through and how I feel, and I just keep it real. I wouldn't say that I've changed. I just been more honest in my feelings. Before I was more scripted and didn't want to ruffle any feathers or piss people off. Or now it's been more accepted that we can talk as athletes and give our perspective, and it doesn't look like we're not focused. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the deal now. So I just try to be real as I can about how I feel.
KD, before all of the fame, the attention, that we don't always ask for, take us back to Seat Pleasant, PG County. I know that part.
Yeah.
What was little KD like, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like any other kid looking to get outside, get my feet dirty as a youngster, just wanted to be amongst the community. And I think that's how I found the game of basketball, just leaving the front porch and going to play with my friends down the street. And I think that's what the love of sports came from. And, I come up in a community where everybody plays every sport. We had people who make it to the NFL, NBA, MLB come from my area. So you hear these stories and you get inspired and want to do the same thing. So I'm just grateful I grew up in that region. It's a thriving community, but also a thriving Black community too. So there's a lot of success in the Black community coming from there. So I've seen a lot of great things, man, and that inspired me to be what I am today. So that region specifically is the reason where I am today.
You said that basketball saved your life. And part of the community you come from, PG County, I played ball in Washington.
Yeah.
It's heavy African American. There are impoverished areas there, and there are things that people who are like us understand, like, this isn't a bad human, he's just trying to survive.
Yeah.
He's just trying to eat. How did seeing those things around you affect your mindset on making it and getting out of those circumstances?
To be honest, man, I felt inspired to get out of certain situations. Also felt like that's the core and foundation of who I am. Those people who've invested in me as a kid, who's still in those neighborhoods, who invest in other kids around that community, they helped raise me as well. But it wasn't like necessarily just leaving my community, but I just wanted to experience the rest of the world. And I think that's what happened in my community. They encouraged us to think like that. They encouraged us to want to see other parts of the world. And that's always what I've been on, a journey just to experience as much as I can while I'm living. And all of that started from, the grown-ups in my neighborhood always nudging us to do different things, to explore our minds and explore who we are as individuals. Because I come up in mid-90s, early 2000s. So before that period, it was a lot of drug, politics, murder. It was a lot of that in that region, the DC, PG County area. So I felt like the aftermath of that, those people who survived that wanted to teach the younger generation to think a little bigger. So I always felt that going outside, going to the rec center, it was so much, encouragement from everybody, no matter if you were if you weren't getting money legit or if you were, it was just like support of a community that was there that I appreciated.
Was there ever a time when those moments or that dream felt too far away or too big? Yeah,
For sure. I mean, when you hear statistics and when you hear a certain amount of people get drafted into these leagues per year, and none of these statistics are in your favor when you hear stuff. But then when you see one case, of a guy may make it to the next level and even just catch a training camp invite, that just shows you that it's just, all that stuff is attainable if you put that work in, So I had great examples, man. I had great examples of guys who were 4 or 5 years older than me getting Division I scholarships, that was my first goal, was to get a Division I scholarship. So I seen how they worked, and I just try to emulate it as much as possible.
When they see it in you, because you was 6 foot in 7th grade or something like that?
Yeah, around there, yeah, 6 foot.
And like,
I ain't 6 foot still.
45 years old, 5'11". When you come from, like, where you come from? You come from the hood. And then the outside people see the talent, and now they start moving you out. You start playing at the private schools, and you start getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
Like, was there a transition for you to figure out how to move on the other side? Because it was kind of, for me, being from Decatur, then going to Roswell, and then going to UF, I'm still a dude from Decatur.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of you that understands the stakes are higher and certain how you operate it in your ecosystem. You can't say and do some of the things that you do there in another setting. But I always was a quiet kid who loved to work, who liked to be coached. And so I think that stuff can travel anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I never really felt out of place anywhere. I just always felt like I was easy to make friends. I was easy to just focus on the game. So I didn't feel that much of a transition when I had to go from spot to spot. I just leaned on just the foundation that I had coming from PG.
D-Wade said, you just a hooper. And he was talking about, he's like, there's people that play basketball, there's people that see the game this way. And it's been basically described that, like, you can't walk past the basketball or walk past a goal and not get a shot up. You know, almost like you were born to do this. What happens if this doesn't work, KD? How much thought did you give to it that I may not end up in the NBA? I may not be one of the greatest of all time. Who would that person have been?
I truly don't know, brother. Like, I didn't think about that question and like, damn, until I made it and I started signing my contracts and feeling solidified in the league. I look back and start reflecting. It's like, hold up, I really didn't have another option to fall back on. I really put everything that I could into this. And I'm glad it worked out. And that's probably why I did work out, is because I wasn't focused on other things or had backup plans, or I was totally immersed in this. I was gonna play basketball on a day-to-day, regardless if it's the NBA. I was gonna find a league that I was gonna become a professional in. So it wasn't just that if I wasn't good enough for the NBA, I'd have figured it out to play somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I wanted to hoop every day, you know? So I could have, I just love to play ball. It's that simple. I just like seeing the ball go through the rim and being on the floor and feeling that energy. So I'd have found that anywhere, to be honest.
Do you think you're misunderstood? There's this total section of people who love basketball, who just enjoy watching you play basketball, who give you the credit that I believe you deserve, right? Like, I don't care, to me, I didn't care where you went. I was like, he's the guy. The rest of the people can play around him, no matter how good they were. There's special people like that in the world. God makes very few of them. I feel like that's you. And even with that, it feels like there's always this level of criticism that comes with Kevin Durant is this but. Why do you feel like there's always been that but in your perception?
I just think that when you look at me, you feel like I can play anywhere with anybody. I can do pretty much anything on the floor. So certain people want me to shoot 30 times to see if I can average 45 points a night. Or certain people want me to control the basketball and get 10 or 12 assists to show I can pass the ball. Some people want me to guard the best player all game and just show that for a whole, like, it's so many people are a fan, for one, and appreciate what I bring to the game, and they see how much I can add to a game. And there's certain times they just want to see me play the way they want me to play that night, So, and I understand that, and I realize that I've built my game to the point where I can adapt anywhere. So people see the beauty in that and appreciate that, and to the point where it's like, and then also my personality, I invite people into my journey too. So I make it feel like we're related almost. So when you can pretty much criticize me and tell me, how you feel about me without, and I might push back, I might say something to you, but it feels like we're having a dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So it's that human side that people they feel like I'm right next to them, you know what I mean? And then they love basketball too, and I could do everything on the court. Shit, they want to control me. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to play 2K with me,
Yeah. In real life.
Where are you? Because it was OKC, Golden State, then the Nets, then the Suns, now with the Rockets. Where were you at that maximized you?
Everywhere.
But you said some people want you to do this, some people want you to that. I know it's systems. I know there's all kind of different offenses.
When I was with the Thunder, like I had to score points for our team. I had to find out different ways to score points. I had to come off of down screens like Steph sometimes. I had to ISO up top like Kobe sometimes. I had to play point guard like Bron sometimes. So they tested me to play all different styles because they needed me to score. They seen I can score from all angles. So they moved me around. So I learned my game there. And then when I got to the Warriors, they challenged me to guard a little better on the other end of the floor. You know, guard a point guard for a few possessions and slow the point guard down, block a shot. You know, when I got to Brooklyn, they put it all together. Just do everything. Rebound, block shots, play the point guard. You know, so all of these stops challenged me to do more, bring out more of my game that I felt like every spot maximized me. Play 48 minutes in a playoff game, 3 straight playoff games. That's maximizing me the most. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So you might not result in winning a ring, but if you want to talk about specifically me, my individual, how I got better as a player in all these spots, yeah, they threw me out there and fed me to the wolves and told me to figure it out.
The NBA has a funny way of telling you trash. Not you specifically. But like, they'll ship 8 dudes for 1 dude. Like if you're on the 8 dude side, like you kinda right there.
Yeah. Hey, ain't nothing, I can say this though, ain't nobody that's on the NBA roster anywhere trash.
No, they're not trash. No, they're not trash. They're just not that. You know what I'm saying?
It's levels is what you mean.
Yes.
Right. Do you think that if you're ever on that list, it's time to call it a day?
For sure. If I'm just getting thrown in the trade, like, on a random Thursday, like, yeah, man, I'm sending me to Charlotte, you know, or sending me to Milwaukee or a place that just like in the middle of, nah. Nothing against them cities, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't envision myself being traded to, you know, any of these cities, you know, and then just to be traded in the middle of, it would be time for me to go ahead.
What is that though? Would that be a signal that your game is falling off, or is that your ego? Like, we played 13 years, right? And it was hard for us to kind of get up and say, man, I can't do it on that level. I can't still do it on that level. So you fight with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for you, if you said, nah, I ain't going for that, like, what would that version be?
If I'm just not playing at all, if I'm not in the rotation at all, it's just like, I'm not here to just collect a check. I'm not here to, like, what am I here to do then? Like, if I'm not a part of the rotation, I'm not saying I need to be taking all the shots or starting, but if I'm not playing an important role where I can get a little lather every night, like, I want to get a little bump in every night, you know? So if I'm not doing that, then I might as well go just play pickup with the homies, you know? I want to play.
KD, you can come off the bench.
Yes. If I'm on a team where we nice and I realize that I am not capable of starting no more, I don't see it happening. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of a good team. So it's just like, yeah, if that presents itself one day, then, and I got to know that, all right, it's your time to come off the bench, yeah, I could feel like I could step into that role too.
How long do you want to do it though, KD? Because basketball, I think basketball is different from football, right? Like, I didn't retire from football because I didn't want to play in the games anymore. I didn't want to do the rest of the work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want off season. I didn't want treatment all week. I didn't want to not be able to walk on Saturday, had to get a shot on Sunday morning so I could go play and then go lose, right? It wasn't, the reward was no longer there for me. And what you do, you can do it so purely, and I don't want to minimize like your work. It feels easy sometimes, right? Like, I'm watching the game, I'm like, they ain't gonna block it. He just gonna miss it if they expect it not to go in, like, they ain't gonna block it. He gonna get it up, right? He's gonna get the shot. What will it be for you that says, and not like whether I'm getting the minutes or not, like, what will it be for you to say, okay, I can no longer physically do this?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how that feels. I guess I just feel that. I mean, because at this point, I got the energy to get up and practice and work on my game. I enjoy that part of my life right now. Like, that's what's keeping me going is that extra work, not the games, but you know, working on my craft. That's the fun part of it. And I guess when that's not fun no more, you know, because that's my, like I said, I could do that anywhere, anytime, and I can feel comfortable living in that routine, you know, getting up, going to the gym, coming home, like tailoring my days around that. I enjoy that. When that's not fun no more, that's probably when I'll step away.
I don't see you get emotional, you know, obviously your MVP speech. Can't wait to get to talk about your mother. Like, I met her and I was like, shoot, like, you can tell she a great mom, and she just hugged me and said hello, right? She pulled me close, she told me a little something, and I was like, that made my whole damn day. I walked around Fanatics Fest, I was like, man, I'm the man. I was like, Miss Durant like me, like, I'm good.
I remember you said that.
You know, I remember I told you that. I was like, bro, that made my entire day. Like, you get to this point to where, like, basketball is your life. And you said, with so much hate in the world, so much ugly, to see people come together in the arena from all different walks of life, to enjoy that moment, you said it made you emotional because basketball had given you so much. What is it about the game that could bring you to tears just thinking about what it's given you and how you give that back to other people?
Yeah, it's just the camaraderie that comes with sports in general, man. It's just, you see how everybody's out here just hustling, grinding, focused on themselves, trying to make the most of their time on earth, trying to provide for their families. And then when you get to a big sporting event like that and everybody puts that to the side and has one common goal that they're cheering towards, it's just beautiful to see. It's rare that we're all on one page singing the same song. And once you see that, it's always beautiful. When you hear a big choir, I mean, it gives you chills, right? You know, so to see, you know, 40,000, 50,000 people, I mean, I wasn't used to seeing that in a basketball game. We used to 18, 20,000. I know y'all play in front of a lot of people in football, but we used to 15 to 20,000 to see 70,000 people, 50,000 people loud like that. Man, it just brought chills through my body, and to know the basis of it was they're cheering for a team and they're cheering just for the beauty of the sport. It made me feel amazing.
Bro, how you speaking about basketball and like RCC? You was just a baller. Like, I know you boy with Beasley.
Yeah.
He the same way. Like, we talk to him, he be like, bro, I just want to play basketball. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, you love the game. How did you deal with them injuries? The Achilles was hurt around the world.
Man, it was tough.
For you, like you said, you can't walk past a goal without playing. Now you sitting up for, what was it, 5-6 months?
Yeah, I mean, because that stuff started to affect your everyday life, man. Like, you can't get up and take a shower by yourself. Like, you know, you can't walk. Like, you can't get up and go to the bathroom without it being a whole production, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, so it made me realize that what I was putting into the game and how much I care about the game, because you don't factor in injuries when you're growing up as a kid and thinking about playing in the NBA or playing in whatever sport you're playing. You don't factor that part in until you actually have an injury. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole different game you playing when you having injuries, because this is you and the injury. You know what I'm saying? You got a trainer there, obviously, but you doing all that work to get back. And you're focused on, it's so much time and pressure that you're worried about. I was 32 when I had the Achilles injury, and that's all you hear is a career ender. You're 32. Guys finish playing at 35, 36. So you hear that pressure, you hear that type of stuff when you rehabbing, and you know, the unknown is with you sometimes, you know, the uncertainty of if you're gonna be back the same, you know. So it's a lot of stuff you're dealing with injuries, man. So I really appreciate athletes who are vulnerable enough to tell people how they felt in those times, and the ones that bounce back and become who they are again afterwards.
Yeah, a year ago, we seen way too many guys go down with their Achilles in the NBA.
Way too many, man.
But in that moment when you were down that time away, what did you learn most about yourself?
I learned a lot about my body, first off, and what I need to do going forward to maximize my body to play as long as I can. Mm-hmm. What works for me, you know, corrective exercises, all of that small stuff to maximize your body, I learned. And just getting away from the game a bit, you know, like seeing the game from a different angle when I wasn't involved in the NBA. I felt like I was retired for that year, not playing. You know what I'm saying? And so seeing the game and seeing the progression of the game and seeing how I can inject myself into the team when I get back, you know. So I was just observing everything from a different lens and enjoying my life and figuring myself out as well. I took like, I went on me and Rich, we went to Jamaica like mid-season. I was like, this is, it's like January. It's like, this weird. I never did this before. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the beach in January, just, you know, getting away from rehab. And so my whole schedule was different and it made me appreciate the routine. But it also gave me a little sneak peek into retirement too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that whole year I would not been prepared for retirement if it would have happened right then. You know, it felt like that stop was needed for me to kind of get my life in order outside of basketball, figure out who I want to be outside the game too. So. Even though it was a tough injury, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I learned a lot about myself.
You have an extremely small circle. You know, I see Rich with you at certain events. Obviously, Miss Wanda's there as well. But everything you read about you, you're extremely loyal. I feel like when you bounce around a lot, loyalty is a hard thing to learn, but also something you search for. In the sense, you know, you went to one high school for 2 years, then you go to Oak Hill, then you go to Montrose, then you're in Texas, and now you're in Seattle. Then you're going to all of these places, but you seem to have this level of loyalty to the people that show you like true, genuine love, kindness, care about you. Hell, what's his name? Like Taishi Ito or something he was on like your shoe when you first got it. When you went to Tokyo, y'all kicked it again. You know what I mean? Like different things like that. Like how important is it for you in being who you are to find people you connect with and you do feel like you have that commonality of loyalty to one another?
I mean, once I left the house at 16, graduated high school, I knew I was on this journey of just all hoop shit. It could take me anywhere. I could meet anybody. So I always value every person I met. I try to get to know people on a deeper level, especially if we're on the same team, especially if we spend some time together. You know, and I've met just such great people. We connect on a level that I probably wouldn't have known we connected on if it wasn't for the game of basketball, you know, so I try to keep those people close as much as I can. I know we all off living our different lives and different regions of the world, but when we can spend a couple minutes together, you know, we do, and then kick it like it's old. We pick up where we left off, you know, so I try to keep those relationships like that, and I've met some great people along the way that feel the same way I do, and there's no pressures, no to talk to one another. It's just always love, you know. So, but I value, you know, going along this journey and meeting cool people. You know, that's a part of it too. I love the camaraderie of sports and how it brings us all together as teammates, and you know. So I try to hold on to stuff like that.
Why weren't you ready for retirement then? Because when I said why, you was like, why? You know, we actually recently had a conversation that if I asked if we could have gone back after we retired, somebody would have came to get us and been like, hey, come back for this run or for this 1 year, would you have done it? And you know, we all had different answers to that. You were in a semi-retirement. What was it about that year that made you say, yeah, I'm not ready for retirement as it is right now?
Well, because first off, I feel like I wanted to accomplish more. Obviously, there wasn't an end for me at that age. I feel like I had more to do. And then I really didn't think about my life without practicing basketball every day until that time. I was just like, shit, what would I fill my days with? Like, what's important to me? Like, what do I enjoy doing? And I had to think about that type of stuff, and it forced me to think about that type of stuff because I couldn't go to the gym and be immersed in the game, you know? So I just try to find out other interests, what I truly am interested in, what I'm truly curious about, and I just try to attack it as much as I can.
Are there things that you're truly interested in other than basketball?
I mean, I'm interested in like just the way the world works in general, bro. It's just everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious about everything. Tech, AI. You know, we obviously we doing what we doing with Boardroom.
Yeah.
My retro business was something I really dove into heavily though. My line at Nike, around that time is when I really started getting more hands-on with the design and the message I wanted to send out to people who bought my shoes. So before it was just, I'm happy to be a part of Nike, whatever y'all want me to do, I'm doing. But around that time, I just felt, all right, this is a part of my legacy. This is a part of something that's gonna last when I'm done playing. So let me really put my hands on this and curate it the way I wanted to. So you can call that being more artistic and, but that was one thing I really dove into.
Is that what you're doing with all the businesses? And like, I think you're a representative or ambassador for Coinbase. I was just reading so much stuff you have. And Katie, I'm a pocket watcher.
Me too.
Ever.
You just surpassed as the highest earning NBA player of all time. So I'm sure these businesses ain't giving you, I know the number too, but I won't say it, $500 million.
I'm gonna be probably 10th on that list by like in 2 years, by next year, man. These dudes about to be making a bag.
But to honestly made me think about, are you trying so many things? I'm sure you put a little money into it here and there,
Yeah.
but are you trying to find, because you said you weren't ready, are you trying to find something that you can attach yourself to? Because it seems like you're kind of almost crazy about basketball. Like,
I'm not trying to attach myself to nothing. Like, if something happens that I like to do and it comes about, then yeah, I'm committed to basketball. You know what I'm saying? I've recommitted myself to the game time and time again, you know, so that's why I might feel like I'm crazy about the game, or like I signed a contract with the game, with myself, that this is what I'm gonna do until the wheels fall off. And when it's done, I'm gonna put that same type of energy and effort and all of the intangibles that I learned from basketball, I'm gonna put it into another interest that I like to do, you know what I'm saying? So I feel as though what we're creating at Boardroom is something that I really can help elevate when I'm done playing. We want to own teams. We just want to do everything. I want to be a ecosystem full of shit. You know what I'm saying? And especially back home in PG County, I'm trying to do so much for my community out there and bring so much to the people out there. So I got big visions and dreams of a lot of different things. But what I'm gonna do on a day-to-day, you know, is hoop. And I'm gonna do that probably when I'm retired too. I'm gonna still go to the gym, get shots up, help with the youngins. And, you know, I got AAU teams, I got kids that I feel like to make the NBA too, so I wanna invest, I wanna stay around the game in that aspect. But it's a lot I feel like I can do.
You the old head now, like the real OG. I don't know what they call you.
I feel like I've been an OG since 25, man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 17.
That's true.
18 in the league, 7, 8 years. I done had my own shoe. I was doing what the Grace was doing at 22, and youngest scoring champ, going to the finals, and so about 23, 24, like I got kids that's 15, 16 looking at me like I'm 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I'm looking at the younger dudes in our league now and getting that same type of energy. Like Ant, he's like a goat to some kids right now at 23, 24. And I'm like, damn, I felt that same energy from people around that age. So yeah, as I done got older and older and older, I feel like I've aged. I feel like I'm 50 years old in basketball years, man.
You are though. Like to do what you've done so long at such a high level. But I love that you mentioned Ant, who is to the younger generation, like he's now.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you think about American basketball players, for sure, like he's the one. And I love his honesty because he is 100% unabashedly, unashamed a Kevin Durant fanatic. You know what I mean? What was the experience like of being on the team with him and having like that sort of like exuberant basketball energy all the time, which is very similar to the way that you've always approached it?
Man, it's just like getting in a time machine, man, because the way Ant acted towards me was sort of the way I acted towards Kobe back in 2012, where it's just like a slight hint of like competition because we played each other in the playoffs. but it's always gonna be respect there and love there, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like me and Ant always found our way around each other on the bus, on the train, in the locker room, just talking life, talking hoop, just anything random, you know what I'm saying? And it just felt like he came up in kind of the same environments I came up in, and he had to go through the same struggles as trying to make it as I did, you know? So we resonated on that level. And it was most of the time we didn't even talk about what we went through or all that stuff. It's just like the conversation we had was easy. So it was fun being around him.
How do you approach legacy? Does that whole talk about super teams dilute your legacy? Any?
No, not at all. Like, when you look at, when I'm done playing, man, people gonna respect the amount of years that I put in and the actual accomplishments. You reflect on my career and you realize when you look at the big picture, like, come on, you can't talk down on anything that a professional athlete who's been around for 2 decades. I don't care how many championships I win or didn't win. But being around and playing professional sports, it's a small number of us. To do that for that long, like, people gonna respect that. Well, they're gonna nitpick. Some people will nitpick.
Yeah.
But they still are analyzing an amazing career. You know what I'm saying? An amazing body of work. You know, it's stuff that not a lot of people do on a day-to-day. So they understand it.
I think it goes back to what RC said because of, you know, how smooth you are, how pure and how easy you make it look. There are a certain group of people that don't understand the sacrifices and how much work it goes into being that elite for that long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we respect it because we've been there. But when you got the social media and not understanding who you are as a person, or even more so as a player, then, you know, that conversation is out there.
Yeah, and when you talk about these talking heads and these fans and people who analyze the game, they had their preference of the players that they like. So when you start getting a player that might challenge some of those players that you love, and when you might have to give them a little bit more credit than you want to. You know, sometimes people tend to nitpick like, oh, what about this game though?
Yeah.
What about that time when you didn't do well? So many people telling you how great you are. Let me be the one that's gonna say, but hold up. My guy did it a little better then. You know, he was perfect in this situation, even though you wasn't. You know, so it's just that. It's just a preference, but depending on who you're talking to. But for the most part, a human being respects that journey and that longevity and just making. They respect people who make it there for a cup of coffee. You know, so to actually be embedded in the game and write my name in the history books, people respect that.
Speaking of a cup of coffee, because that's what Twitter is to you.
Yeah.
Dog, KD, first off, bro,
Yeah.
you just hoop all the time. How the hell you even have time for Twitter?
It take a second. It's not that long.
You should ask him that.
I'm asking because I stay, bro. I had to leave it alone. Yeah, we like this.
The Spider-Man meme.
I see you a lot. I see you a lot.
I had to stop myself, right? I started blocking people, not because I felt a certain way about what they said, because I was trying to keep myself from responding. Yeah. Because it was starting to get to the point that people weren't even paying attention to what they said to me. It was the fact that I responded. Mm-hmm. What does being able to respond and have that interaction in that way, what does that do for you? What's that feeling for you?
It's just a quick release of something that I may be feeling that I don't hold on to for too long. You know, I don't want to hold on to, like, I see these comments and I see when people say different things. It's hard not to see it, but I don't want to build up all of this hate towards, you know, media or fans or so I just say what I feel in the moment, and I've realized over time that these interactions have brought me closer to the community, basketball community, and they understand what they're getting from me, and they know I'm gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? It's not a surprise anymore. And I think if I would have stopped responding to people like they wanted me to do 5 or 6 years ago, it would have been a little harder for me to just keep it a little honest and real and authentic as I wanted to. You know, I didn't want to get in trouble or.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't got fined. I didn't get. Rich done called me so many times, like, bro, what are you doing? And now it's just like this is who you are right now, and people are accepting it. They understand it, and it's not as surprising no more.
Yeah, you do it long enough, it's like, oh, that's just who he is.
But Katie, what about the burner? The burner accounts. Did you have the little button switching back and forth?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because I wanted to be stealth. I didn't want nobody to know that was me. I mean, that's really why you get a burner account.
I can see you cussing him out. I can see you cussing out, what's his name, Windhorse, all them, Sham Sharania. Why are you so worried about what the man living in his mama's basement say about you?
I mean, he need to know too. Like seriously, if you're questioning what I'm doing, then shit, why not get it from the source if you're that interested? So yeah, sometimes it's a millions and millions of people that I done probably overlooked.
Yeah.
But when I respond to 2 or 3 people, it's like, how you talking to everybody? I'm like, you're exaggerating now. I'm talking to everybody. I might talk to 1 or 2 people here and there. I might give them a quick 30 seconds and then I'm moving on about my day. But like I said, when you look at the big picture, I really believe that these people that I might be shitting on sometimes, they enjoy these interactions.
100%.
That might push them to go buy some more NBA tickets or buy the league pass or want to subscribe more to our game. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we all were a little bit more authentic with these responses, all of our games will grow. And I'm starting to see more and more players now. You seen Russell Wilson. Every time I see a guy come out and just say something like that, I'm like, I know I aspired that just a little. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to and you don't need to text nobody. You don't need to let me call you, man, have an hour conversation about some shit you said. Maybe you just need to hear this tweet from me real quick, and we move on. Mm-hmm. But it all helps the game, in my opinion. It helps the relationship between fans and players, in my opinion.
Yeah, you had the thing with Acho.
Yeah, this guy.
But that's another Texas guy, though.
Yeah, but he's not as I don't like the arrogance in a lot of these guys too. That man had a cup of tea in the league, and they speak on the mentality of great players. How you supposed to become great? What would you do in a situation when you're the best player on the team? The way they talk.
You've never been the best player.
You never walked through the situation before. When the whole scout report is tailored to stop you. You've been there before. Mm-hmm. You guys play defense, so it's a little different. But
yeah, they know what time it is.
When the whole scout report on you.
Yeah.
You know how much pressure that is on a man?
I don't, KD. I don't. They let Troy do everything. They let Troy and Sean do everything. My job was to make sure I took care of it.
See what I'm saying? So when you wake, on the wake up, you got anxiety a day of a game. Mm-hmm. You got to prepare man. It's a lot that goes into trying to being great every single day. And so when people who never had to be that, speaking to the masses of people who take what you say as
gospel,
as law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you've never been in that situation, I like to be the guy to remind you that it's guys that actually been in that situation. And understand that on the level that you probably wouldn't understand it. Mm-hmm. So let them dudes talk. So Acho, I had to let them know that. I got to let a lot of these dudes know that, because when you get that title and they hand you that check and you work for these Disney and Fox and all of these big corporations, you really feel like you bigger than what you are sometimes. And you can get lost in that.
I've been there.
And somebody who's on that level who doesn't act that way, who respects all athletes and what they've done and understand how hard it is to do what they do, I gotta just let you know, man, you coming at this a little different. And I think you can help the community a little better with what you say in that position that you in. You see what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand that. For you, KD, what I hear you say, hey, man, you don't know what it's like when the entire scouting report is for you. That's also a huge expectation as well. But you earn that expectation.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you picked second overall, that doesn't mean that KD is going to be one of the greatest. He has that potential, and that's why we picked him second. that doesn't mean that it happens.
Yeah.
And when you exceed those expectations, which you did, it builds this from people on the outside. We expect this from him going forward, right? He should be this type of player. He should be this type of person. And Fred asked about the super team thing. For somebody who like just wants to hoop, wants to be in the best situation to be those things, who has admittedly said, I do hear the things, I do see them. How much does it bother you that people try to knock some of your accomplishments down because of that one decision to go play for the Warriors?
I just think people don't understand the beauty of team sports sometimes, and in our game, one individual can affect the game so much. Sometimes you may get away from the fact that we're playing a team sport. And so when I'm going to Golden State, that was the ultimate team. I felt like we all were placed in our perfect roles to be the best version of us. And people they see that too. They see that, they seen that when we played together, and they can see deep down, they can see through the bullshit of super team and super villains and you guys ruined this and ruined that. When you watch the film and you understand how the game of basketball is being played, you can sit back and teach other teams, other players, other systems to learn from that. You know what I'm saying? And so once you get away from all of that bullshit and you keep it at the game itself, then people will understand why I made that decision.
So even that, what was the easier decision, going to Golden State or leaving?
I think both of them was tough, but I felt like leaving Golden State, I think that was easier for me at that point. Mm-hmm. You know, because I seen it coming together before it was time to make that decision. Mm-hmm. I felt like we all needed to go our separate ways, and because I had got hurt that year. Sean Livingston had retired. Andre Iguodala had left. Steph had got injured that next year. Clay was injured that next year. So it was just Draymond, really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a time for all of us to kind of get ourselves together individually, away from one another. And then, you know, everybody figured themselves out. They end up winning the championship. I end up moving around, experiencing so many crazy different things, learning the ins and outs of the NBA on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Andre, and he went to another team, retired. You know, so there's a lot of life changes happened after that, and I felt like it was needed for us to go our separate ways.
You know, you said, I watched in, Starting Five. You was like, man, it was talking about the trade deadline, and you was like, I don't want to go gut this team.
Yeah.
Because you got to gut a team to get me. Mm-hmm. You go to a team that finished second in the West last year. Fred VanVleet, who we had on the show, who like we all really enjoyed being around, he gets hurt. And I think Ime Udoka showed y'all paid in full, right? Yeah. When Ace got shot, just basically saying like, hey man, like, people go down. Mm-hmm. Watching you guys play, one, I was like, all these mother effers tall as hell. Yeah. Right? It's a tall lineup. What do you feel it's going to take for this group of individuals in Houston to reach the potential that feels like championship level potential with the coach you have and the players on this team? I
just feel like more moments like last night. That's where you learn the best from, is those moments. Like, we had some great plays late in the game. We had some bad plays. You know what I'm saying? Playing against the champs who got continuity. And I think that's the underrated part, too, about winning. Is like, we're basically a new team with a whole new lineup of 6, 7+ guys. We're trying to figure it out. First game playing against a team who's been together for 3 or 4 years. Know they understand their roles to the T, all of them. You know, so more tests like that. Pressure-packed late games, I think that's going to make us a better team. And how we deal with those situations, I think that's going to define who we are. So that's the toughest part of the game to master, is the late game. So if we master that and we continue to be in those positions to learn from those, I think we'll be fine.
Why are you so unselfish? Like, this is my never being the man mind, right?
Yeah.
I sit back and I marvel, and I was like, man, if I was ever as good as you are in anything, I would like totally ruin it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could sing.
Why you say that?
Like if I could sing, like I would just sing all the damn time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I could throw a football and they called the run play, we checking out that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like we finna do what I do.
Yeah.
And I've watched you in so many different situations. Like legitimately, the number said the most efficient scorer that's played this game. I don't need a lot of shots to fill up a stat sheet. And like I'll watch you sometimes in games and you like, nah, he cooking, I'm cool, right? It's I'll go set this pick, I'll move around, I'll draw the coverage here, you know. And I'm gonna say this: I'm watching Reed Shepherd with the ball, and I'm sitting in my house like, if KD don't go get this mother effing ball and do some KD-like stuff, I'm gonna lose my mind, right? Because that's the way I think.
Yeah.
Your basketball mind is, this is how the game is supposed to flow right now. How do you suppress that level of greatness and talent to learn to work in the ecosystem of a team like that?
Yeah, for one, I never liked dictators. I always felt like it was better to empower everybody around you to reach for the best version of them. And in the process of them doing that, it's going to be some bumpy roads along the way. And it's going to come a time when I have to play dictator. Oh, all right, you sit in the corner, or you come up, set the screen, let me get the ball. There's going to be times where I'm going to have to do that. But for the most part, game one of the season, I know it was against the champs. I know we wanted to win the game, and we still could have won the game. But I feel like we're all figuring it out, too. And coming to this team, knowing it was a young team, knowing guys are still figuring out their games and their roles and establishing themselves in the league, I'm still striking a balance of, all right, we need to let these dudes, let everybody grow and figure out their roles, and still at the same time, all right, we got to have a structure as well where we're going to fall back on too. So I think that's a part of any team that just got together, is just all of us understanding what we're going to bring to the table. It's not just Reed, it's myself, when to pass and shoot, when to be aggressive, when to make the play, when to space out, So we'll figure out all of the nuances as we continue to play with each other. So that journey, though, of a season and how you get to that, to reaching your potential, that's what is most fun to me, because there's going to be those times where, like last night, it just hurts coming home. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I just know that we in it. Like, we
KD, in 82 games, losing still hurts you?
Come on now. I'm trying to win 82.
Really?
Trying to win as much as we can, man. Winning is hard, man. So especially a late game like that, it's frustrating. Losing 3 in a row, 2 in a row, we never try to, that's every team I've been on is like, we can't lose 2 in a row. And we play so many games, you bound to lose 2 in a row. Right. But that's always the mindset. I feel like every NBA team, NBA player is like, we want to win every game, even though it's 82 of them. And I hear a lot of people talk about our mentality as players and how soft we are in our league nowadays. I'm just like, there's some competitive ass dudes out here that don't want to lose. He will step on your throat when it's time to step on your throat, who will embarrass you out there when it's time to embarrass you. It's like, if you want to win by 40, these dudes want to win by 40. You know what I'm saying? It's a cutthroat league, man. So, yeah, we want to win every game, and you piss when you don't.
The only thing I never heard, I've never heard a player say that.
It's funny you say about him passing, because Şengün dropped about 40 the other night, but I was still hot. You kept passing the ball to him. I was like, no, shoot, KD, shoot.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody out there trying to play Xbox with me. Let me go out there and chill. Listen, Alfie was out there. Like, come on now.
He was balling.
But you got, as a guy who's in it, right? Last season, Şengün would catch the ball at the top of the key, and he'll have a guy up there with him. Like, I was with him last night at the top of the key. I'd be at the wing. A lot of the times, he would have somebody else in his lap helping him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm right there. This dude not about to leave me open for a catch and shoot. He might be denying me, so that he got a little bit extra space to, you know what I'm saying, get some work in. So for me, I might not be involved in that play. I might not touch the ball. But I feel like I contributed to a little bit, you know what I mean? A part of that, him making that basket, even though he did 100% of the work, but just giving him just a small inch of space for me is a win. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times that's a win for me, but people don't understand that part of the game. They just like, go score the ball, bro. Go put some shots up.
Yeah.
But I'm
I was hot about it. And you know
no,
what
I
else?
get, and I get it too.
You know what else I'm hot with you about? Seriously, it's the one thing. You have not blessed the world with your DNA. Bro, we can't get a little Kevin Nita.
Nah,
Bro, we need this to continue, bro. You the only one on Netflix without an old lady.
I got a nephew, man.
Bro, you don't need, bro. I'm telling
He
you.
got the same blood, man.
KD, you don't want to be the 65-year-old man at the high school graduation. They calling you grandpa. You gotta put a little Kevin in the world.
Nah, man. When that time gonna come, it's gonna come, man.
He got like a little Durant Springman or something like that.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of kids out here, to be honest.
They
man.
named
People
that.
that's looking up to me, man. I gotta set a good example every day, bro.
Set a good example. Get you a woman and set a good example in the bedroom.
Chill, man. Hey, dog. It wouldn't be the show if he let you say something.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. KD, so this is a very personal question, man. JD banged up, man. We coming into the year,
I really want to talk football with y'all.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, tell me, how you feeling about the Commanders right now?
I got questions for you, dog. You know. I don't know. I'm a fan, man. I'm like, man, I trust whatever the coaching staff, the GM, the owner doing. I just want to see my guys healthy and win every game. But it's looking like we're not trending in the right direction right now. Not even with the injuries, like just our style of play, man, especially on the defensive side of the ball, it look kind of loose out there. I don't know. What we looking like?
Nah, listen, I feel the exact same way. I think when you have that sort of early success with the quarterback and he's on this rookie deal, your thought is, let's put as much around him offensively so we could go score points. But you gotta go stop people.
Yeah.
You gotta get the right people on that side of the ball. And what you're seeing is they there. I'm next to George Pickens, but I gotta stop him from catching it.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the hole, but I gotta tackle him.
Yeah.
And that's what you see time and time again. But sometimes when you have a rookie play as good as Jaden did, you think the only way is up.
So you think we might have invested too much into making his life easier on offensive end instead of fine-tuning our whole team?
Yeah, I think they should have. I think he was so good last year. It's like if you have an out-of-body experience for a year at your talent level, but y'all still not an efficient defensive team. But there are games that are close, and you make a run and hit 6 at the end of the game and win. Think about all the games he had to drive to win the game.
That could mask all the problems.
And mask a problem, and then now you're in a situation where he's not doing that, or he's banged up a little bit, and those one-score games that you won 8 of the year before, you don't win.
Hail Mary, like.
Think about that, right? You beat Chicago. You changed Chicago a whole year and changed your year based on something that you truly didn't really control.
Yeah.
So this is my other personal question for you. How big of a Sean Taylor fan were you when he was in Washington?
Man, that hurt. It get me emotional because, like, so many years of me growing up with the Skins, we didn't have, like, that one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember we had some good players come through there, maybe at an older age.
Younger.
But we drafted this dude, and he's like the best player in the world. You know, man, his position, I mean, on defense, like, and he just spoke to everybody and how he moved. In the Pro Bowl, that alone right there was just that hit itself just spoke to all of us. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you hate to see potential get cut short, and you hate, when you don't get to see it come to its full, and blossom to its full potential. It's man, one of those things that you wish you could change, man, because he was special. I didn't know him at all. I didn't get to know his story or nothing until after he died, but just how he played the game and just the energy he brought, I felt like we was back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what JD is giving us, what RG3 give us. I know I'm saying RG3, man. But that's but I feel like those dudes did a lot for our city.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like Gilbert Arenas, like those dudes like that, John Wall, like they just make you feel a certain way for you and make you feel pride in where you come from. And Sean was definitely like that.
Yeah, talking about where you come from, I always ask, we ask our guests what's their biggest pivot. But while I'm thinking about that question, I'm thinking about our show, right? I think we realized what we can be as a show after the Michael Beasley episode.
That was deep.
Right, and you guys' relationship, right? Earlier you was talking about getting another opportunity, you know, and you would be able to determine if you would continue to play. Why did Mike get another opportunity?
That's a great question. When I first got to Brooklyn, I was hurt that year. They went to the bubble. And there was two dudes that I was advocating for to get to the bubble. It was Mike and Jamal Crawford. They both got there, so they both signed in the bubble. I think both of them got injured too and had to leave the bubble, I think. And I think that was just, I don't know, that was probably the last opportunity Mike would get in the league, and which was unfortunate because I really thought he could help teams out with his size, his scoring ability, and his IQ. But I just never understood. I never was close enough and played on the same team with Mike to understand what was the problem between him and the front office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never really understood that dynamic. But it still hurt me to not see Mike in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how much more I can do.
Right.
Rich is here, and I tell them all the time, like we talk about my plan B, right? Like how I moved right into TV and doing those things. But I always try to explain to people that evolved. I didn't have, I didn't. I tell them all the time, my plan B worked because I put so much into plan A that people were willing to put me on TV.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I'm gonna grind as hard as I can, get every ounce of this I can get, and then I'll figure something out later.
Yeah.
What you started with Boardroom is already big. And it's creating, you know, like when people see Rich, like we know Rich. Obviously, you've created what you've created based on basketball, and now you're building off of that. What's gone into that collaboration, and where do you see that going forward?
A lot of hours, a lot of conversations on the vision we have for Boardroom. It just, a lot of that fluctuated over time. What do we want to bring to the table? You know, what stories do we want to tell? You know, and having a space that people would come to intersect sports, business, culture, all in one. We understood that it would take a grind for that to become ingrained in people's minds at this point, you know. So when you see Boardroom, you know what you're getting from us now. And I thought, and we got on the road to trying to solidify that in people's minds time and time again, you know. Mm-hmm. And that effort to do that has, you know, cultivated more and more ideas in different spaces and made us understand how big this could really get, made us dream bigger, made our relationship tighter as brothers, you know. So when you knuckle down and try to make something great, man, there's a lot can come from it.
You do think that you'd start like an actual thing with you're the real MVP? Right? Like you hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, you know, and I was, you know, joking about like the feeling I got when I met your mother, but it was real. It was like this pure maternal love, care, concern, and compassion immediately. And she said that you all as a family weren't supposed to be where you are. That it was a single, uneducated teen mother.
Yeah.
What did watching her work, sacrifice, and love you teach you?
She taught me a lot through that, but as I got older, I started understanding that I had teen parents. You know what I'm saying? My dad and my mom was trying to figure this out at 18, 19, 18 when they had my brother, and 21 when they had me. Like, their relationship is what it is and took them different places. And sometimes my dad was there, sometimes he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But they never made me feel like that was a problem, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like I felt love from both sides. And My mom struggled just like a lot of people struggle who work in a post office job with 2 kids and trying to figure it out. She didn't complain, she just went to work. And she didn't make it seem like she was doing something that was astronomical. Like, she was just taking it day by day and kept it simple. And I just emulated that as much as possible. And then my dad, he shows so much humility all the time. Like, he know that his relationship wasn't perfect with my moms and my brother and myself, but any chance that he could come support me and be there for me, he showed up. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't talk a lot about that part of it too, but my mom's had to deal with a lot on her own, and then there's times when my dad had to come in and help too. You know what I'm saying? So, but the overall aspect of them figuring out that age with 2 kids and wanting us to become something, and not just letting us do whatever we wanted to do. We were structured every day. My mom made sure we was at the gym, school, did our work. Pops made sure if he had to pick me up from AAU practice, he was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They made sure that we made it. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for basketball or something, Moms made sure I was locked in on whatever I was locked in on. Then Pops came in and then reinforced that too when he could, you know what I'm saying? So I had some great resources, great parents that when I look back on it, they tried as hard as they could to make sure me and my brother made sure we lived a good life and we didn't fall victim to the street. And I appreciate them for that. So I talk a lot about my mom, and no doubt, she had to sacrifice and do a lot. My dad was quietly just a real G about the situation and really understood and held himself accountable for the years that he did miss. But he made it up in an amazing way too.
How old were you when you started to realize that part of it though? Because I've never heard you talk about it or people put emphasis on what your dad also.
Yeah. He just never required none of that. He didn't care about. He loved that my mom was getting loved like that, and people respected her journey too, you know, didn't overlook what she did in this situation. But he understood that, yeah, it was times where he could have been better too. And so he's always been there with me, but he just stayed out the spotlight, you know, and kind of, but he was always around, every step of the way. I'm having free agency meetings, he right there. My mom not there, he right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I felt like they played a good team. They had a good team, you know what I'm saying? And as I got older, my dad I started to, you know, gravitate more towards him, and then, you know, sections of the times in my 20s, I gravitate towards my mom. So I just felt like I had a nice dynamic with them too, man. And
Dope.
I don't talk about it as much because it's always like, people ask me questions, it's just directly about my mom. So I just tend to focus on that. But I was like, hold up, let me get people to understand it was a team effort and it was a community effort in helping me get to where I wanted to get to. The rec center, the coaches I had at the rec center, counselors I had at after school program, like all that shit really meant a lot to me and it really impacted me, dog.
Dope, man.
And bro, with the real MVP stuff, where you're crying, you pouring your heart out, you're showing love to your mom, you're emotionally open, and it was a beautiful moment. Your mama fall out crying, you up there crying. Them little bitty ass glasses were too small for your face, but we won't talk about that. But no, seriously, and then now you doing that, you got the MVP. Like, this is a very big time in your life.
Yeah.
And then you either later on that night or the next day, you start seeing the memes and start seeing like that people are making a joke out of that moment. I've told people, I think, that's when I think you started changing a little bit, because that could be a villain moment for somebody.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Nah. At first, when I initially started seeing that, of course, the first day, I was like, damn, they making a joke out of this shit. I was serious about it. But then after a while, I was just like, man, they really was, all I get was, man, I love you for that. Like, I felt like that shit, me and my mom watched that all the time. I never got anybody making a joke out of that. Ever. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever walks up to me in real life and talk to me how I get talked to on Twitter or social media. So I know it's a real life and I know it's an internet thing. So I tend to focus on people in the real world, and people in the real world respect everything that I said and they don't make a joke out of it. But the people who do make a joke out of it, some of it is funny. You know what I'm saying? Some of it was funny. It ain't that big a deal at the end of the day. It's all love.
Katie, what's your biggest pivot in life? That's that one moment you can look back on and say, because this happened to me or for me, I am who I am today.
Ah, man, so many moments, but I would definitely say that Achilles injury. That Achilles injury really got me to understand, like I said, more of myself and dive in deeper into who I wanted to be outside of the game, which made me a better player, made me more focused when I came back to the game. So it's one of those moments that I'm always lean on when I need to, get back to center and understand, who I truly am in this crazy world sometimes. You can get lost. So that was a defining moment for me.
As we close, man, what's left for you to accomplish? What are you still waking up, loving the game, working at the game, being passionate about the game for?
Simply just love doing it, man. I don't have this deep answer or this sophisticated quote. I just enjoy getting up and shooting the ball and being around my teammates and being coached, So yeah, I'm gonna do that as long as I can.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. I've been excited about this junk since Rich told me.
Me too, man.
It was possible,
I
man.
love what y'all do, man. The conversation y'all have with athletes is much needed. I was just telling Rich how important it is for real athletes to have these conversations without no liaisons in the middle or no big networks to censor what you're saying. I think these conversations are good. So many people are watching and aspiring to be something great in their lives because they're seeing stuff like this, man. So I appreciate y'all.
Nah, man, listen, thank you so much. Been a fan, gonna continue to be a fan. I'm gonna get me a burner, and I'm gonna start tweeting you.
I'm wearing my shoes.
Thank you, bro. Oh, I know. Hey, no, we definitely are.
Oh, baby. What's up?
KD, you still top 10
Top 10 what?
in the NBA?
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up.